When I was in the third grade, I recall sitting in class and I raised my hand, and the teacher called on me, and I asked if she would give me a homework assignment. And she just kind of didn't answer me. She just kind of stared at me like I was really weird. Then she went on and taught her class. By the way, I got that stare a lot of times. I still do. But why did I do that? Why did I want to have a homework assignment as a kid? Because you're supposed to hate homework, right? Well, the reason I guess is because I would see my older siblings doing homework and I kind of felt left out. Looked to me like it was a fun thing to do, and they seemed to be busy, enjoying it. Maybe not enjoying it, but occupied with it. And here I was. I had nothing to do but play with my toys or watch Popeye on television, black and white television. I wanted to do homework. Now, here's the glitch. When I got older, like sixth grade or whatever, and they started assigning homework, I didn't want to do it. In fact, I can't, I'm being honest, I can't remember ever doing homework. Say, how did you pass school? I don't know. But they give you these tests, at the end of the year to make sure that you learn something. So apparently, my little brain absorbed enough information through classroom instruction that, the homework didn't mean anything. And that, in spite of the fact that I kind of daydreamed through most of my classes. Now, what's going on inside my autistic brain? Well, it is a thing called demand avoidance. It is something that even though you may want to do it, if somebody tells you you have to do it, then you can't do it. Now, the word can't is real important because in demand avoidance, it's not just that you don't want to do it because you may want to do it, but you just can't do it because someone else ordered you to do it. And I've had a challenge with that my entire life. It's one of those components of autism, of Asperger syndrome, that unfortunately is often overlooked. And I think if you have Asperger syndrome, when you begin to evaluate the experiences in your life, both past and present, I think you will find that probably, maybe not, but probably demand avoidance has been a part of your life. Now, this transcends, this goes way beyond procrastination. This is, I can't do it because he told me I had to do it. Now, I'm just going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to guess that people with demand avoidance don't do well in the military. Anytime you are at the workplace, someone tells you you have to do something, now I can't do it. I like to do it, but you told me I have to, so I can't do it. And it just sounds weird, but it is a very real thing. Now, number one, I'm just going to kind of guess here that apparently demand avoidance, could call it command avoidance, but it's called demand avoidance. I think it is because people with Asperger syndrome tend to be overloaded. Their mind is overloaded because we have those neural connections that other people don't have. Like our brain is just too busy. And when someone says we have to do something, then we don't want to do it because it's just an overload. It's part of the overload. Now, I'm thinking that there are so many things that I just love to do. I like to be creative. I like to, I wrote a book. I built a business. I did those things. Nobody told me I had to do them. I just wanted to do them, and I was capable of doing those things, and I enjoy doing those things. But no one said I had to. But if they did say, you got to do this, no, I wouldn't do it. Just couldn't do it because of demand avoidance. Had to stay away from it. All right, this is how it is defined in pdasociety.org.uk. So demand avoidance involves not being able to do certain things at certain times, either for yourself or others, and also refers to the things we do in order to avoid demands. So, in other words, what they're saying is demand avoidance. We can't do it. We just can't do it because we've been told that we have to do it. Someone has commanded that we do it. I just can't. Now, imagine, here's another example. Imagine that you're at home and your wife orders you to do the dishes. Can't do it. I don't mind doing dishes when I was a kid. Weird. I was a weird kid, but I actually enjoy doing dishes. But if my parents told me I had to do it, then I didn't want to do it. I remember the worst whooping I ever got was when Dad told me to do the dishes and I wouldn't do it. Well, I did do it after I got the whooping, but I just couldn't do it. But I love to do dishes. I don't know why. Fun playing in the water, I guess. But I just couldn't. Or your wife says you have to go out and mow the grass. Now my wife doesn't order me around, but I'm just saying hypothetically that well sometimes she does. But no, I'm not mowing the grass. I love to mow grass. I mean, I enjoy it. I like the exercise. I like the creativity of making it look just right. But if someone says you have to do it, well, suddenly that joy part of it, where it's being creative, that creative element, it's no longer you. It is you being subservient to someone else, and that displaces the creative element. At least that's been my experience. You know, I'm pushing 70 years old, and what I'm telling you by and large is autodidactic, just things that I've taught myself, that I've learned from my self-study. And a lot of it just comes from experience because of my age and the decades of going through all this. All right, this first thing we learned was apparently it is due to that what I call ASPE overload. But number two, we got to keep in mind that this is not a preference. It is actually a disability. What is a disability? Well, that is something where if you're not able to do something, then you're disabled. You cannot do it. Now, imagine somebody ordering me to run a marathon. Imagine somebody ordering you to run a mile in 4 minutes. Can't do it. It doesn't matter. You just cannot do it. And it's a physiological, biological thing. You know, it's pathological. You just can't do it. It's not that you don't want to do it. Yeah, I'd like to run a mile in 4 minutes. I'd like to run a marathon, but I can't. You know, I'd like to be able to fly. No, I don't want to fly to the moon, but, well, if I had the right space suit, whatever, maybe I'd give it a pass, but I don't really want to go to the moon, but I can't. So it really does, it's mute. It doesn't really matter. But this is something that you cannot do. It is a physical disability. If you have demand avoidance, you just can't do it. You just can't do it. It's difficult to understand unless you have experienced it. Then you can understand it perfectly. Number three, it's okay to do these things as long as, at least this is the way that I've experienced it, it's okay to do these things that you are demanded to do as long as you can do them on your own terms. When I get around to it, whenever you're ready to do it, then you can do it. To some degree, but it's still not the same. I mean, you know, somebody orders me to mow the grass, but you don't have to do it right now, just whenever you want to. Still, that saps out a little bit of that creativity element because there's still that have to in the back of your mind, in the center of your mind. Maybe, I don't know where it is, maybe in the front of your mind, but you just cannot bring yourself to do that task. That is demand avoidance, repeating myself here, but this is a part of Asperger syndrome, a part of autism that is too often overlooked. So, have you had these experiences? Maybe you have an experience that I haven't mentioned. So if you want to tell everybody in the comment section, please feel free to do that. 2 rectangles on the screen. Let's keep on talking. We've got more to talk about if you want. All you got to do is click on one of those 2 rectangles and our conversation will go on as long as you want to. But if not, thanks for stopping by. And we will see you all next time.